Welcome to the Wild Crone Wisdom podcast with your host Vinutha Mohan. In this episode, we explore the Buddhist practice of Mudita or sympathetic joy and how celebrating the happiness of others can free us from ego, deepen connection, and bring lasting peace. Have you ever felt happier for someone else's success than for your own? That strange, almost magical joy has a name in Buddhism, Mudita. Mudita is a Pali word that's very hard to translate into English. The closest translation is sympathetic joy. It's the joy we feel in the happiness, success, and well being of others as if it were happening to us. Sometimes we may even feel greater joy that it's happening to someone else instead of us. This can sound counterintuitive. How could you possibly derive more happiness from someone else's success than from your own? Yet, when you practice mudita, you discover the hidden secret. Focusing on another person's joy can bring you more peace than endless self-absorption ever will. Even as a child, I was somehow blessed with this gift. People shared their happiest moments with me first: pregnancies, promotions, falling in love. I was the keeper of secrets, prayers, and blessings. One of my aunts even took me to all her job interviews because she believed I was her lucky mascot. Today, as a therapist, clients, friends, and acquaintances still share their joys with me or ask me to pray for them. I also love celebrating others and making them feel special. Most of the milestone events in my community, birthdays, showers, graduations, happen in my home. It has always brought me inexplicable joy to see someone else feel seen and adored. I don't want to sound holier than thou. I'm not unique. Many of my closest friends are even better at mudita than I am. Together, we have created a village where we rejoice in each other's successes and support each other in struggles. Truly, there is no I in team. So, what is the secret recipe that builds such beautiful communities of belonging? I've always been curious about why celebrating others feels more satisfying than celebrating myself. Why it brings such spaciousness and peace. Recently, I found the answer in a teaching from the spiritual teacher Adyashanti. The opposite of mudita is jealousy, envy, comparison, and competition, all of which cause suffering. Adyashanti explains that when we cling to these, because they keep the ego, the I, center stage. The ego insists on being unique, special, different, even in our stories of suffering and victimhood. That's the payoff. The ego thrives on separateness. From childhood, many of us are told to stand out, be special, carve a unique identity, find your special calling, create your brand. But this endless pursuit of specialness has only fed a narcissistic frenzy, leading to depression, anxiety, and mental illness. And in today's world of Instagram, TikTok, and endless comparison, the obsession with uniqueness has turned into a kind of madness. If people cannot be special in their gifts, they often try to be special in their victimhood. As Eckhart Tolle says, even the shy person may have a bigger ego than the extrovert because their sense of separateness is even stronger. So why is mudita the antidote? Because when you practice sympathetic joy, the ego is no longer center stage. You put another person there. In that moment, you get a break from self-absorption. You taste oneness instead of separateness. That's why those moments with a dear friend, watching a sunset, holding your firstborn or your puppy, feel so blissful. Not because of the friend, the sunset, or the puppy, but because for a moment your ego steps aside. And in that crack, relief and spaciousness flow in. This doesn't mean martyring yourself, becoming codependent, or betraying your own needs. It simply means filling your own cup and letting it overflow. It means occasionally choosing to put someone else in the spotlight so that you can step out of the grip of I, me, and mine. It means recognizing, as Thich Nhat Hanh says, that we are interbeings, all connected, never truly separate. So today, I invite you to try Mudita. Celebrate someone else's joy as if it were your own. Notice the lightness that comes when your ego takes a step back. Through this practice, we not only find peace within ourselves, we also create a kinder, more loving, and harmonious world. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Wild Crone Wisdom with your host Vinutha Mohan. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist from the Bay Area, California, specializing in trauma and attachment repair. I'm also a certified EMDR specialist and a certified shamanic practitioner. In this podcast series, we delve into the journey of our spiritual essence having a human experience. While many social scientists study human emotions, thoughts, and behaviors, and others explore transcendental experiences, few bridge the gap to help embody the spiritual wisdom in everyday life. I call this the psycho-spiritual path. Through this podcast, I hope to share bite-sized practical insights for navigating life as an empowered sovereign being. If you found this episode valuable, we'd greatly appreciate your support. Please consider rating, reviewing, commenting, and subscribing on your podcast platform to help us reach a wider audience. You can explore more of my writings on Medium by following the link in the show notes. We'd also love to hear about your experience, so feel free to share your thoughts with us at wildcronewisdompodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for being part of our journey. Please be advised, the information provided in the Wild Crone Wisdom podcast is intended for general information purposes only. Vinutha Mohan is a licensed therapist and healer. However, the content shared in this podcast does not replace or constitute professional advice, therapy, or counseling. It is essential to consult with a qualified mental health professional for personalized guidance regarding your unique circumstances. Thank you.